and get this started since it is 2 minutes past our official start time. So everyone that's watching, thank you guys for being here. My name is Nick Cardenas, for those of you who don't know me, and I've got Malcolm Lawson on our live call today. And today we're just going to be talking to Malcolm all about some personal life and, of course, some life in the real estate world and what life was like prior to real estate. And Malcolm and I are both in with Real Broker, and Malcolm is the agent who actually brought me into the company. As you heard Malcolm saying, he just taught a training today on YouTube, and YouTube is actually where I found Malcolm. So obviously it works. I saw your videos and I was watching, and then just went down that rabbit hole of continuing to watch, and my mind was just blown with all of the amazing things that Real has to offer, and you do a great job of explaining that and bringing that to bringing that education and that knowledge to the people that really don't know what it's about. So props to you on that.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to get it started with life before real estate. I mean, what did you do prior to real estate? What was life like? And also just a little bit of background of your upbringing, and tell them your location as well.
And so while I was at that assignment, I was born, I've got one son. And so he unfortunately has really severe intellectual disabilities and autism. And so is actually really bad timing, because I'm traveling around the world and my poor wife's at home with our disabled child. Put a lot of stress on her and a lot of stress on the marriage. And so my goal was to do 20 years in the military. I got out after that assignment just because I needed that control back in my life. And I needed a career field that really flexible hours, so I could be at home with my son and my wife and help out. He didn't sleep through the night until he was like 3 years old. And even today he's 9 and he still wakes up in the middle of the night all the time. Wow. So I got picked real estate. My mom was a real estate agent at the time. And so no sales background, no marketing background or anything, but I got out of the military, got right into real estate, and just kind of had to figure it out. And luckily for me, being from Maryland, we have a lot of military bases here. So we have the Annapolis Naval Academy, we have Fort Meade, which is a huge Army base, we have Andrews Air Force Base, a bunch of bases in DC and around DC and Baltimore. And so that's kind of the niche that I really focus on, is just working with service members and veterans in the area. And pretty early on, I got into YouTube. And so prior to all this, when I was in the Air Force for fun, I started a YouTube channel called Survival Know-How. And it's like an outdoor wilderness camping and survival channel, a little bit more emergency preparation. And so that channel right now is up to 190,000 subscribers. It's got, I got lots of videos with 1 million, 2 million views on it. And so it was like a legit YouTube channel. And so when I got out of the military, I was like, okay, there's got to be a way to do this YouTube stuff for real estate agent. Like, how can I blend these two things? And so this is like 2016, 2017. There's really nobody on YouTube in the real estate world. And I really started like experimenting and trying stuff out. And 2017, I started figuring it out. I started figuring out what types of videos actually generate leads. And I'll say that, like, I think I'm one of the people that kind of pioneered that business model of creating these relocation channels. You can go back to 2017 and see my videos about them. And some of my most successful channels were actually about PCSing to the military bases in my area, especially since I was stationed at some of those bases. And that really started generating me a lot of business and a lot of leads. And yeah, so by my third year in the industry, I was doing 30 transactions a year, which I was super happy with. That's my income was twice as much as it was in the Air Force after being in for 11 years.
Wow.
Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can continue with the story. So yeah. 2020 was my third year in the business. 2021, February 2021, my wife ended up leaving me. Just the stress of having a disabled child put a lot of stress on the marriage. And so then I found myself, 50% custody. So a single parent to a disabled child trying to run a real estate business.
Wow.
And so the month after my wife left me, February, I joined Real Broker. And so kind of prior to that, the few months leading up to that, a lot of my friends came over to Real. So Tim Macy, Brad Callen, a lot of these, original people at the company. And at the time, I was like, I got too much going on. My marriage is falling apart. But after my divorce, I was like, okay, you know what, man? Like, I need a fresh start. I need something to focus on. And so I joined Real the month after that. And so it's really like that community and that network of agents is what really originally drew me over to the company. And then those first few months, I kind of quickly realized that being a single parent and trying to run a real estate business sucks. That is a really big challenge.
I couldn't imagine.
And yeah, man, I had a heck of a time with it. My business dropped dramatically. I'd have my son and somebody, if you wanted to see a property, and I'd be like, I can't show you the property until the weekend, which is like 4 days away. And I'd try to get a babysitter lined up, call 3-4 people, and I couldn't get babysitters lined up. And so pretty quickly I realized like it just wasn't really sustainable. And Real Broker luckily has an additional stream of income into our businesses, and that's in the form of revenue share. And so I kind of realized like with my unique life circumstances, this other stream of income, it just fits my lifestyle a lot better. And so once again, I was like, okay, there's got to be a way to use YouTube for agent attraction. And so in 2021, I started making YouTube videos all about Real Broker. The challenge, though, was that in 2021, Real Broker was maybe 2,000 agents, maybe in 25 states.
Wow.
Nobody's searching for Real Broker. And so it really didn't work that well in 2021. But I had conviction, right? I was like, no, I know this can work. As Real starts growing, it's going to get more momentum. I'm going to get more people reaching out. 2022, I started getting a few people reaching out, but still by 2022, Real is maybe 4,000 agents. Nobody's really searching for it. And then really in 2023, that's when I really started getting a little bit more momentum. My network started growing to 25 agents, 50 agents, 75 agents. Real got into all 50 states in October 2023. And so I finished October 2023 with 125 agents in my network, which really helped. That's maybe it's making like $50,000 a year at that point. This year, everybody's searching for a Real Broker. This year, and I've had over 200 agent attraction calls in the last 12 months, all from my YouTube videos. And right now, I have over 120 agents in my tier one. At my network, my total network's 625 agents right now. So it's actually grown 500% since the beginning of this year in the last 10 months. And so just this year, finally, I'm making a full-time income off of this rev share, and it took me 3 years of really putting in a lot of effort. But I have one transaction right now, and I want this to be my last transaction ever. And I'm just going to be a full-time creator kind of moving forward and just really focusing on the agent attraction side of things.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, I wanted to, so for those that are watching that don't know what revenue share is, that don't know what you're talking about is a different language, kind of just give a quick synopsis of what that is and how you are now basically have made that a full-time income.
Yeah. So a Real Broker, their growth model is rewarding agents for helping grow the company, one agent at a time. So they're taking their entire marketing budget and giving it back to the agents here. So Real Broker doesn't run any national advertising. You're not going to see them doing billboards and, TV commercials like a lot of old school brokerages do. Instead, all that revenue, all that marketing money, they give back to the agents who are helping grow the company. And so at Real, you can earn up to $4,000 a year for every agent that you bring into the company. So Real takes their cap is $12,000, and essentially $4,000 of that $12,000 goes to the agent sponsor at the company. There's a couple of things that I really love about this model. One is that it means that virtually every agent that joins the company knows somebody in the company already before they join. So they're not on an island, they're not alone, they have somebody they can go to with questions and somebody they can tap into and connect with. It also provides an additional stream of income to the sponsor, right? So even if you only have 3, 4, 5 people into your business, this is additional stream of income, and when you have life challenges like I've had, like the stream of income can really help smooth things out, especially with the volatility in the real estate market. The last thing I really like about this model is that it really incentivizes collaboration and it has a big impact on our culture of the company. It also like the community and also the training. I teach 5 classes a month in the Real Academy, and they're completely for free. For everybody at Real Broker has access to my training. And I do it because I have stock in this company, because I have rev share, and like I'm an owner in this company. I want to do what I can to help this company grow. And so that rev share really provides that incentive. And yeah, I just say it has a huge impact on like the culture, on the community, and on the training that we have here at the company.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Now, going back to the family life and with your son being, severely autistic, is that pretty much your motivation at this time to step out of sales and just go full-time creator, being able to do that from home 100%? You don't have to go on showings, you don't have to go on listing appointments. Is that pretty much where that motivation is coming from?
Yeah, appointments are really tough for me. So like I drop them off at school and I've got 5 hours before I have to go back and pick them up from school. So it gets pretty tricky being a single parent and a real estate agent. And it's possible you can hire showing assistants and you can kind of work around, but it is a lot of stress, and it's not really, I like digital marketing. Like I just like that side of things. That's what I'm more passionate about. And for me, the real like turning point for this, when I really had conviction, I really went all in, was when they announced that RevShare is going to be entirely willable. And so, like for me, with my son, I have a lot of anxiety about what happens if I die or when I die. Like, let's say I die when I'm 80 years old. He's going to be 50 years old. Who's going to take care of him for the next 30 years at that point? Or if I die tomorrow and my ex-wife has to watch him, like, oh my God, that'd be a nightmare. And so like right now with the willable rev share, if I died today, my son would still get $15,000 to $20,000 a month from that rev share. And if that rev share continues to grow just at the rate that Real Broker is growing, Real Broker is growing over 100% a year for the last 4 years in a row. It's doubling every 12 months. So like this income that I can leave to my son is going to continue to grow. And it's a really rare thing that you can leave it to a child or somebody who's not a real estate agent. And so once they announced that, I was like, okay, this is the path that I need to be on. This is going to financially provide financial security for my son, and also just alleviate so much anxiety that I have about what happens to him if something ever happened to me.
Right. Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing, about Real and how they're taking care of their agents is the traditional brokerage doesn't give you retirement options.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you a willable revenue share or stock plan that can go towards your family in the event that we pass away. And to be able to look forward to, when I've been at traditional brokerages my whole career, this is my 12th year. So now to be able to see like the future of, wow, like I can actually look at the word retirement without it being all on me, right? Going back to you doing a lot of these, your trainings and all of that inside of Real, they're also, correct me if I'm wrong, but you also get incentivized with stock doing that, correct?
Yeah, if I was hitting Elite Agent every year,
Okay.
If I was hitting Elite Agent, so Real, you can get $24,000 a year in free stock for hitting Elite Agent. That's broken up into $16,000 a year for hitting the Performance Award, and then you're eligible for the Cultural Award, which is another $8,000. And typically with that, you have to give back by teaching every week in the Real Academy. And so I've actually never hit Elite Agent. The year before I joined, my numbers would have been good enough to hit it. But since I've joined and just been a single parent, I've never actually hit it. And so I teach 5 classes just to give back to this community, just to, just because of the rev share, because I own stock in this company, I want to see this company grow. And it's so cool that like I own stock in a company, I can do something about increasing that stock's value. I'm an owner in this company. I can help this company grow. I love that, and it really inspires me and motivates me to really give back as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. It's a great incentive for sure. So prior to Real, where were you at as far as your brokerage? Were you at multiple brokerages in the past few years prior to that? Tell us a little bit about that and kind of lead into how you found Real.
Yeah. So I got out of the military. Well, I got my license in 2016. I got out in 2017, and there's only one brokerage that I even considered, and that was Keller Williams Realty. And before I even got my license, I read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I read Gary Keller's The One Thing, and I was just a huge fan of Gary Keller and his leadership style. And so I got out of the military, got right into Keller Williams. And it's a great company, a lot of great people there. But after I was there for 5 years, their technology just wasn't where I wanted it to be. And for me, I was doing some really high level YouTube stuff, and nobody else was there doing YouTube stuff or doing video. I remember I had hired a coach through Keller Williams, and he was trying to discourage me from doing YouTube videos. He was like, "Look, there's all these models that work. You can cold call, you can door knock. I was like, I don't want to do that stuff. I want to create content." And so I didn't have the community there of content creators and of innovators that I really wanted. And so what I really did is I found that community in Facebook groups. And in 2017, 2018, 2019, this is where I met a lot of, like Bob Tompkins and Katie Day and Brad McCallan and Tim Macy. We all met in these Facebook groups focused on content creation about videos on Instagram, YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. And is that community that ended up coming over to Real Broker in, early 2021. And so that community and that network of agents is really why I came over, why I followed them over here to the company. And the company looked very different then. It was, as you can imagine, we didn't have any of the technology we have right now. So all the tech that we have, Pritesh Damani, our CTO, he built everything, and he didn't even join the company until later on, I think after I did, 2021. And so it was just a very bare bones brokerage at that time. But again, it's just really that community of agents which originally kind of drew me over. And I'm a big fan of community, man. Like, if you surround yourself with the right people, like, that is how you elevate your game. That is how you move up to the next level. And the path I was on, the community I was with at Keller Williams, it just wasn't the path that I wanted to be on. I wanted to be with these innovators and these pioneers and these rebels creating YouTube videos and kind of disrupting the industry. And so that's really what kind of led me to originally come over to Real Broker.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, those are definitely the names you mentioned. I mean, big hitters right now in the social space, along with yourself, that are just creating amazing stuff, and at the same time being able to grow a business that is like you, it's going to be able to feed and support their families for many years to come, which is amazing. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I wanted to go back real quick to basically you started 2017 was when you really started doing YouTube, and then 2019 COVID hit. Did that do anything? I mean, I'm assuming that was a good thing for your YouTube channels, because there were so many more people at home sitting there on social media, on YouTube. How was that experience for you?
Yeah. So even then, I knew this was going to be temporary, and my mindset was, oh, this is amazing. I have so much more time to create content now. Like, I'm at home and I can just crank out the videos, man. And I really just doubled down on the content, and I was just creating more and more content. And it paid off, because then 2020 came around and the real estate market exploded, and I had a lot of experience working with out-of-state military buyers where I would go and do video tours of the property for them. And that worked out perfectly in 2020. I would just go do video tours and, not even have to meet with the clients as much. Yeah. But yeah, when my business slows down, man, I don't slow down. I'm still putting in the 40, 50 hours work a week. It's just, instead of me working with clients, now I'm allocating it toward content creation. And so I was excited during that time period. And last year, for example, last year was the worst year of many real estate agents' careers. I've heard so many people say that because those interest rate hikes.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that are like, well, I don't have any clients. I got nothing to do. You crazy? Like, good, man. You got so much free time. Go create some more content. So anytime I have a free half an hour, free hour, if I have any white space in my calendar, I'm writing an article or I'm making a YouTube video or making some Instagram content. Like, I'm filling that white space always with content creation. So 2020 and 2019, like that excited me. I had fun those years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for your business on the real end of it, real estate wise, aside from YouTube, so you joined Real in 2017, you said, right?
No, 2021.
Oh, you joined Real in
2021.
2021.
I got out of the military in 2017, joined the Real in 2021.
Okay. So 2021, how long from that point to where you actually started seeing like some attraction happening, agents really gravitating towards either your YouTube videos or the company itself? When was that transition that you noticed?
Yeah, it was like 3 years of me creating content. Like I was saying before, when Real Brokers 2,000 agents, nobody's searching for it, and this guy is doing an SEO play, and I could get my stuff to rank #1 in Google and #1 in YouTube, but nobody's searching for it. But I just had a conviction in this business model. I had a conviction in this company. And I knew that, once like this company starts getting momentum, people are start searching for it, like I'm being the right place at the right time. And here we are, I've been here almost 4 years now, and I got 4 years of content and 4 years of creating articles, and I've got a website, and a lot of my articles actually rank higher than Real Broker's own website for a lot of search results.
Wow.
And I think that 2025 is going to be a huge year for this company, and like I'm in a great position. Because I had that conviction, because I've been creating that content for the last 4 years now. And surprisingly, there's not many other people creating content on Real Broker. A few other people are starting to create it, which is great. But like that's still a pretty big opportunity, I think, in my.
Yeah. So you mean creating content revolved around Real itself?
Yeah, like YouTube videos, articles, that type of content. There's plenty of people who create content and like brand it towards Real, or doing Instagram content. But like a lot of Instagram content, TikTok content, it's kind of a flash in the pan. You create it and it gets traction for a week or two, and then nobody ever really sees it. But on the flip side, I have videos that I created 3 years ago that are still ranking in YouTube, still ranking in Google, still getting views. That's kind of the power of YouTube, I think, over the other platforms.
Yeah. Wow, awesome. So for those that are watching that are either thinking about starting a YouTube channel or have a YouTube channel, but they're just not sure, they don't have direction, what would be your advice to anyone out there watching for YouTube itself and social media? Maybe a couple pointers on basically how to stay consistent.
Yeah. So when it comes to YouTube, there's really the first step is what business model do you want to follow? And there's really 4 different YouTube business models that work well for real estate agents. So the first one is going to be creating a local relocation channel all about moving to your area. And this is what I was doing 2017, 18, 19. And that works really well for generating leads. Some cities is very saturated with that kind of content, though. There's just a lot of people making those types of videos. Kind of a newer business model that I'm seeing that I really excites me is home tour channels, and just doing nothing but home tours of your local market. This especially works well with new construction homes and new construction communities.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a newer business model, so there's not as much competition, but you can definitely generate a lot of new construction leads that way, and that's a great niche to be in as well. The third business model is that you can create a nationwide channel. So your audience is everybody in the country. You're covering big ticket things about the interest rates and about mortgage loan programs and macro trends that everybody in the country would watch. I had a channel like that for a while, and the business model on that type of channel is not really lead generation. It's actually the ad revenue on your YouTube videos. And so I had one video I did. It was 10 hacks to pay your mortgage off early. And that video got 800,000 views on YouTube. And I made over $13,000 in the ad revenue just from that one YouTube video.
Wow.
So this nationwide channel is definitely a legit business model. It's very hard, but there's people like Christina Smallhorn, Trevor Smith, and a few other people that are actually pulling that model off. And then the fourth model is doing a agent focused YouTube channel. So your target audience is real estate agents. And so if you're a coach or you have a course or you focus on agent attraction or you have some kind of product or service you're selling to real estate agents, that business model can be very profitable as well. And what's interesting is, so my agent focused channel, it's only like 2,400 subscribers, but I make way more money off of that channel than I ever did with my 190,000 subscriber channel all about camping and outdoors because of the business model around it.
Wow.
So the first step, if you want to get into YouTube, is like, which one of these four business models do you want to pursue? And each one of them is really focused on a very specific audience, and you have to choose that audience and then kind of move forward from there.
Wow. So interesting. So would you not recommend combining all of those into one channel?
Yeah, definitely not. Not on YouTube. YouTube, maybe it's not so much a big deal on other platforms, but on YouTube, your one audience really needs to be dialed in and have one specific audience for each of the channels. What's interesting is that the other platforms, I think that YouTube is the best platform for getting discovered by your target audience. Like, most of views on YouTube come from the algorithm suggesting videos to you, right? It comes from you being on the home screen and suggesting videos to you, or you watching a video and suggesting other videos alongside of it. I think about Instagram, most of the posts you see, like, I don't know what percentage, but probably like 95% of the posts that you see on Instagram are people that you specifically follow. So it's hard to discover new content on Instagram. Nobody really uses a search feature. Nobody really browses, other accounts very much. It's mostly people that you already know. Same thing with Facebook. And because of that, on YouTube, if you wanted to put your content in front of the right audience, which is very good at doing, you have to get very specific with who your audience is. It's not quite as necessary on Instagram and on Facebook. I don't think you can mix having consumers and real estate agents on the same platform, because you're not really dependent on the algorithm finding new people to follow you. It's much more, I think, a little bit more manual, that you have to get people to follow you, for most agents at least. So yeah, on YouTube, it's pretty important to have one very specific audience for each YouTube channel.
Good to know. Good to know. I need to switch up my my design here for sure.
I can take a look at it, man. That'd be another call. Another call. We'll do like a breakdown of your YouTube channel.
Yeah, for sure. We should. That'd be awesome. Okay, awesome, man. Well, I appreciate that insight there. Let me look at my questions here. So, okay, so we just got back from Real Rise, which was a big event that Real throws every year. Well, is it every year? Because I've only been with Real now for, 5 months? So is Real Rise an annual?
Yeah. This is the third time that I've gone to it. Third time that they've had it, and they just started their second annual event, which was the Real Summit. We had that maybe 5-6 months ago. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an annual event as well.
Okay, awesome. So with that being said, there was a lot of new things that Real unveiled at Rise. And what are a few of those that you are most excited about? I mean, there's so many new things coming out with the tech and just all of the things that they are providing to us as agents. So what are a few that you are really excited about for the near future?
Yeah, I mean, being a nerd that I am, it's the technology that really excites me. I talked to Pritesh Damani, the Chief Technology Officer, while I was there, and he said that we have over 100 developers at the company building out our technology. So 100 AI specialists and engineers and web developers building out all these different platforms and all this different technology that we have. That is probably more than any other real estate brokerage out there. And a lot of what they've been working on is AI. And we have our Leo, or AI assistant. Prior to this, it's been kind of a gimmick. It's essentially just ChatGPT, but it's fed all the data about our business. Now we have Leo Copilot, which it's always up unless you close it while you're in your Rezen dashboard and editing your transactions and everything. And it's going to see what you're doing on the right hand side and give you such suggestions on the left hand side of like, hey, this is what you have to do next, or this is where you're at in that process. Here's a couple of questions that you may ask, and it's kind of like your personal assistant while you're doing everything. And what's cool is like it essentially is providing a higher level of support. So now, like, if you don't know where to find something, instead of calling support or emailing support, you can literally just ask the AI assistant, like, hey, where do I find my next commission? Or what is my average commission? How many transactions did I do that year? What is the status of this commission? What do I need to do to get this transaction approved? How many people are in my network? How many people are in my tier one? Where do I find this phone number? How do I do my marketing? Like any of these questions, the Leo AI can assist you with now and answer those questions for you. And now they're incorporating it with a lot of our marketing components as well. So when you get a new listing, it'll automatically create a bunch of graphics for you and say, hey, here's a bunch of graphics I created for your listings. Do you want to use these for Facebook or for flyers? And you can actually even edit them automatically with it as well.
Yeah.
So they've really created something there that nobody else has. This is proprietary technology. What I love about Real is that almost all other brokerages use what is known as bolt-on technology. So it's like they have their main thing, and then they go buy Canva Plus, and they buy, Redfin, or I don't know, they buy some other software and some other software, and you have like 6 different accounts, and some of it kind of works with your technology, but not really. At Real, we've just built everything ourselves, and we've improved it. And because we own all that data, our AI can access all of our software as well. So a lot of the AI stuff really excites me. It is groundbreaking. It's industry game-changing. That stuff really excites me. The Real Wallet also really excites me as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, with the Real Wallet, they're issuing everybody a credit card and a debit card. And by using it, you're going to earn points, and those points are going to go towards paying down your cap and paying down your fees that you pay into Real Broker. And so this all came about, this idea, maybe about 2 years ago, that they realized that any given time they have a few $100,000 in bank accounts of like commissions that are waiting to be paid out to agents. And it kind of fluctuates. There's always a lot of money. And they're like, holy shit, like at the end of the year, we made, like $20,000 in interest on that money. How can we create a bank account and incentivize agents to leave money in that bank account? And the interest that we receive will split with those agents. That's really where this came from. And so that's why they're coming out with their own credit and debit card, partnering with the bank to kind of incentivize agents to leave money in their account. And then they're going to split the interest with us. We're going to earn points. And the cool thing is that they're going to actually give us lines of credit. So they're going to lend money to the agents so that we can reinvest that money into our businesses. Yeah, that's amazing. And so I know somebody that he has like $100,000 line of credit that Real Broker gave him, and he's planning on doing a flip with that money and then kind of documenting that entire process. And essentially, the lending the money, and I think the interest rate is 10%. So it's almost like a hard money loan. And 10% is really good for like a credit card. Like most credit cards are 20, 25, 30% interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's groundbreaking. It's innovative. Nobody else has that. And that really excites me as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both of those aspects for me have been just like something that I'm really looking forward to. And then just seeing, when you go into your Reason, so Reason is our back office that we use through Real. And just seeing everything starting to play out that they announced at Rise is just, it's amazing. And then the wallet, one thing that Malcolm mentioned was you get a debit card. So this is a branded card with Real on it, something you can swipe. It's Visa, you can use it anywhere. And this will also be, correct me if I'm wrong, connected to our commissions, right? So our commissions can be paid directly into this account, boom, ready to use, day of maybe 24 hours after closing, and it's ready to go. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And another cool thing is that Shamir didn't quite say this, make it clear on the stage, but Protect clarified in another live stream that he did, that they're going to set it up so that if you have a certain amount of balance in your debit card account, that is going to unlock your tier 2 benefits for revenue share.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be huge. So that's going to be how they incentivize agents to leave money in the accounts. They collect interest on it. And that's going to unlock your tier 2 benefits, which is super cool. I love that idea.
Yeah, that's huge. Awesome. Now, there are so many. I mean, obviously, Real isn't the only cloud brokerage out there. There are more than just Real. And for those that are watching, you have probably heard of maybe 1, 2, or 3 other brokerages that are cloud-based. Malcolm, for Real, though, with all these other brokerages emerging, we're going to probably see so many more coming in because that's just the way of the future. Where do you see the industry as a whole over the next 10 years with cloud brokerages, with AI and technology and everything that real estate now is moving into?
Yeah. So I see Real as sort of like a second generation cloud brokerage, right? We've been around for 10 years now. So I believe EXP was the first cloud brokerage in 2009. And then I believe Real Broker came around in 2014. So we've been around for a long time. We're the only other cloud brokerage that is publicly traded, which means we're fully transparent with all our financial numbers. We publish our finances every single quarter, and every year you can look at the annual reports. We're the only other brokerage that's in all 50 states as well. So we get a huge head start. And now we are seeing like generation 3 of cloud brokerages. Just in like the last 2 years, there's been a lot of them that are popping up and emerging. And the challenge with a lot of them is that all they're doing is just kind of moving the numbers around a little bit. It's like, oh, we have rev share too, but our numbers are moved around, and we got, lower cap but higher fees. And like I was saying earlier, we have over, so Real Broker's now worth over $1 billion. That's how much this company's market cap is $1 billion. And we have over 100 web developers building out all this proprietary technology. And so we have this like generation 3 cloud brokerages emerging. And man, it's going to be a David versus Goliath story for them. Like they're going to have a hard time keeping up with the momentum and the technology that we have here at the company, and just offering a different type of rev share is just not cut it, I don't think. But this is the direction the industry is moving. Like cloud brokerages are the future of the real estate industry. What's really interesting is that since I've been with the company, every year Real Broker has doubled in size, and I think the last 3 years we're averaging 113% growth year over year. At the same time, almost all franchise brokerages have been losing agents, every single one of them. Keller Williams lost over 10,000 agents in 2023, almost certainly losing agents in 2024. Berkshire Hathaway is in a lot of trouble. They didn't settle with the NAR settlement, so they're on the line, I think, for like $500 million with that NAR settlement, and they're kind of struggling. All of them, all the franchise brokerages are struggling, and this is just the future, man. It's cloud brokerages. Like it's a free market, and the market has spoken, and it really excites me because I think Real could be the biggest brokerage out there. Period. We continue on this trajectory of doubling every 12 months. Like we will be the biggest pretty soon. And I think in the next 5 years, probably like the biggest 3 brokerages in the entire industry are all going to be cloud-based. Yep. Some of the ones like Keller Williams, like Gary Keller's a smart guy. I think he may be able to pivot somehow. It's going to be a challenge for him with his business model, but I think if anybody's going to survive, it's going to be Gary Keller. But I do believe that the biggest brokerages are going to be cloud brokerages, and it's just we provide so much more value than franchise brokerages do that they're going to have a hard time competing with us.
Yeah, definitely. So with that being said, for those agents that are watching right now that may be with a traditional brokerage, is there any types of advice you give or anything for them to be on the lookout for within the company they're with?
Yeah. One, I mean, I would ask yourself, like, are you getting any stock in the company that you work with? Almost all the cloud brokerages give their agents stocks in the company, and it's a way to incentivize the agents to have an amazing community and provide training, and it has a big impact on the culture of the community and the training. Like I'm an owner in this company, which is why I'm so vested and I work so hard for this company.
Yeah.
We also kind of touched on retirement earlier. If you're a real broker and you're earning $24,000 a year in free stock, if you have just a 10-year career, that is huge growth towards your retirement. Most real estate agents do not have a retirement plan at all. I've been at this company now for about 4 years. I have almost $100,000 in free stock. I'm making $20,000 in revenue share. Like, I'm making a lot of progress towards retiring, probably not that far in the future. And I know people that have been at their brokerages for 15, 20 years. I'm like, do they give you anything? Do you have anything towards retirement? It's nothing.
Right.
So, like, I would ask yourself, like, what is your retirement plan? Does your company provide you a retirement plan? Training's another really interesting one. So when you look at, when I was with Keller Williams, I would only get training from agents within my market center, right? That is the majority of the training, the free training at least, because their business model is upselling their agents on more training and coaching. But the training that's included is only people in your market center. And so what's interesting about that is that there's a financial disincentive for them to provide you the best quality training that they can, because you're in their exact market. You are directly competing against them in their exact city. Why would they teach you something? If they figured out some new Instagram hack or YouTube hack or open house trick, why would they teach their competition that exact thing? And so almost all the training you get is from your direct competitors. With cloud brokerages like Real Broker, you're getting training from 22,000 agents all across North America in different markets. You can take what works here in Annapolis, Maryland, or in Calgary and apply it to your market. So you're getting these fresh ideas from other markets, and you can be the first person in your real estate market to apply that. And that's not going to happen when you're only getting training and you're only networking with agents in your exact market center. And also, let's say you want to learn TikTok or Instagram, or you want to learn video. There's nobody in your market center that does any of that. Well, you just don't get access to that training. The companies like Real and EXP and all the other companies, like, it's a much wider breadth of experts at that company that you can learn from.
Yeah.
So I think, like, focusing on something for retirement, some kind of stock program. You don't have a stock program, you need to join a company that does. You need to really think about training. And even if you're a team leader, you've been in for 10 years, if you want to level up and learn the new technology, learn new ways of lead gen, like through video, like, you need to be around those people. And then I'd say, like, additional streams of income. Most franchise brokerages, your only stream of income is just commission. That's it. And what happens if you get sick, you get injured, something happens to you, you have the market takes a dive, like, there goes that stream of income. At Real, we have we have a lot of streams of income. So we have the commission, of course, and you're probably almost certainly going to save more of your commission here than you will at a franchise brokerage. We have your stock, which is considered a stream of income. You have rev share. You can invest in your state's title company with joint venture, and they pay out profits quarterly and kind of incentivizes you to use Real Title. You can become a loan officer with Real Mortgage. And what's cool about that is you can earn a commission from Real Mortgage and a commission from being a real estate agent on the same transaction. You could do less transactions but make more money by being the lender and the agent on the same transaction. And then if you join Real Mortgage, they also have like a 5-tier revenue share like system. And so I would ask yourself, and then once we get the Real Wallet, you can earn points, and those points is going to be very similar to an additional stream of income as well. And so I'd ask yourself, again, if you're at a franchise brokerage, is like, how many streams of income is your brokerage providing you? If it's just one, like, you may want to really take a deep dive and really evaluate, some of the other options out there.
Yep. Yep. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. Yeah. So anyone that's out there watching right now, if you guys have any questions, and if you want to go deeper in learning about what Real has to offer, just send Malcolm or I a DM. Let us know that you were on the live, and we can help you learn more about it. And moving forward here, Malcolm, we're pretty much at the end of our time here. So for the future, I mean, you mentioned retirement. You mentioned you're going to go full-time, basically content creator, agent attraction with Real. Anything else that you have planned here in the 5 to 10 year plan as far as Are there any other areas of real estate you may be looking into, investments, maybe the flipping game, anything like that for you in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm big into blogging, and I've been generating leads from blogging for years now, combining blogging with YouTube videos. And so one project I'm working on right now is I'm actually trying to create a statewide like referral or a lead source through blogging that's going to generate me leads and then refer these out to different agents throughout my state. And it's working. I'm generating leads right now, and I've got a couple of agents right now. And I'm trying to really grow that business there. And like, if I could do anything, what I would do is build a nationwide search portal, like Zillow, like Realtor.com, like Redfin,
Wow.
Homes.com. Like that's what I really want to build. And I've actually started making steps on that journey. And it just seems like a fun challenge. And we'll say maybe in another year or two you'll interview me, and I'll actually have some progress on that. But yeah, I've always got projects, man. Like, I'm making passive income. I could step back and just play video games all day. But like, I think, like that's not my DNA. Like, I got white space on my calendar and I'm filling it up with projects like that excite me. And I think trying to build a nationwide search portal, the hardest part with that is just getting into all 500 plus MLSs. That's the biggest challenge. But here's the thing, what you need to do in order to do that, either you need to pay for all those 500 MLSs, which most people do, or you need to have a nationwide network of real estate agents that will give you access to their MLS. And you may have to pay, I think my MLS have to pay an extra $10 to add an additional website. So I got plans, man. It's a possibility. And I'm working on that on the side.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting, man. Good luck with that. That is amazing stuff. Hopefully, if that can pan out, man, that'll be huge for you. So that's amazing. Any last minute thoughts?
I mean, yeah, dude, I love this company, and I think that like I'm in the right place at the right time. I think that if you look at the industry from a macro perspective, it is clearly moving towards cloud brokerages. They provide so much more value than franchise brokerages that they just can't compete in the long term. And I think that Real Broker is going to hit 100,000 agents. I think we're going to hit 150,000 agents. I think we're going to hit 200,000 agents, and we'll be the first brokerage to ever hit 200,000 agents. And I think it's all going to happen in the next 5 years. So I'm pretty excited about just this company and like where I'm at in it.
Yeah, amazing. Anybody out there have any questions before we end this live with Malcolm? If you have a question, drop it right now in the chat, and Malcolm will answer that for you. And as we close out, man, I just want to thank you for joining me today on this live. This has been amazing. So much insight and knowledge coming from you all around YouTube, social media, your past experience being in the military, building out multiple YouTube channels, and not just in real estate. You did it for the military as well. So that's awesome too, that you have that background, that you transitioned into real estate. Yeah, man, just breaking it all down. Thank you for being real and transparent about family life and your son's autism. I know that has to be definitely a challenge for you. So, and being with Real has definitely put you in the right space to be able to live that lifestyle with your son. So that's amazing. But yeah, if there's no questions out there, guys, we appreciate you jumping on the live and joining us today. Again, like I said, if you have any questions regarding anything that Malcolm talked about, shoot us a DM. You can find Malcolm on Instagram right here. It is the Next Gen Agent, correct?
Yep, next.gen.agent.
Next.gen.agent. Go shoot him a follow. And real quick, which YouTube channels should they go follow right now if they're a real estate agent?
Yeah, Next Gen Agent is like my agent focus YouTube channel. I have a podcast on there, interview a lot of top producers, and then really I make a lot of content just about Real Broker and just cloud brokerages in general. One series I love doing is having an agent on from another brokerage, and we just do a friendly side-by-side comparison of the new two companies and let them represent their own company and in the best possible light that they can.
Yeah, I did watch some of those before I joined, and yeah, those are a big, it's awesome because it just shows, listen, we're both with different companies, but we can sit here, we can still collaborate and give insight on both sides of it. So that was really cool to see. That just shows too, like your heart and your vulnerability and openness to just being real with people and letting people see the real side of both companies. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, I fully give all their contact information. If you think EXP or LPT or Epic's a better fit, here's all their contact information. Here's your point of contact. Talk to this person. Yeah, man. Real broker is all about collaboration over competition, and I think like we all win. They're not really like I don't see them as like our competitors. If we have competitors, it's the franchise brokerage, and like that's the big industry shift that we're seeing from franchise to cloud brokerage. So I don't mind helping out my friends at some of these other companies.
Yeah, amazing, man. Very good. Well, again, man, thank you for joining. Everyone out there watching, thank you guys for being here. And we are going to sign off now. Until next time, we'll see you later, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.